If you're running paid ads to get clients for your firm, I'm gonna give you 3 ad scripts that attract high net worth individuals like clockwork. My name's Daniel Schulte. If we haven't met, I started this channel to help financial firm owners like you attract and acquire wealthy clients on a consistent basis. And I can almost guarantee without a shadow of a doubt, if you consistently have people coming to your firm that are unqualified, it's literally coming down to what you are saying in your ads. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to say to attract high net worth individuals on a consistent basis. So with that being said, let's dive right in. So in its simplest form, the biggest thing to understand is that the bait you put out will attract a particular type of critter. And I'll get more advanced here in a second, but just from a basic understanding, if you put out cheese, you're going to attract mice. If you put out a block of salt, you're going to attract deer. So if you want whales coming to your firm, then you need to put out whale bait. And the biggest thing to understand is the difference in which people think about their time the higher up they get in terms of net worth, right? And in terms of income. And the biggest thing that I've found is that the more somebody has in terms of money, the more they actually value their time. That's why if you're probably running 3-hour webinars or workshops or, 5-day challenges, a lot of the clients who come to that probably don't have a lot going on because they have a lot of time on their hands. However, if somebody's super busy and super rich, then you know that they don't have a lot of time, but they do have a lot of money. So in their mind, what they're looking for is a solution to their problem, and B, they want to know that you're the service provider who can actually deliver on that solution. So instead of going and trying to figure it out themselves, which would cost them a lot of time, what they're going to do is they're going to go and hire the expert, because for them, if they go and hire somebody else, then they can do more of the things with their time that's already making them money, because they know in their head that if they try to take the time to figure it out, it's going to be a lot more expensive than just going in and hiring the expert to begin with. Kind of like going and trying to figure out how to fix a toilet versus just hiring a plumber, right? And so the biggest thing when it comes to the ads is that the first part of the ad script, you want to be super direct in who you are calling out and what your offer is. I can't tell you how many people that I've seen where they kind of tell like what it is that they do, but the client doesn't understand what they're getting. And so when you're telling them and you're being super direct, you want to be super direct in terms of the results and the outcomes that you can provide, not necessarily the service that you offer. So an example of this would be if you offer tax planning, you're not going to say, hey, we offer tax plans or we offer trusts, okay? What you're going to tell them is you're going to say, hey, we're able to help reduce your tax liability by, $50,000 on average, and we help you protect legally, whatever a trust does. I'm not a CPA, but you're gonna tell them, hey, and we're also able to set things up in a way that we can protect you from outside legal attacks, right? And so that's the first thing, is that you want to be super direct and you want to be clear in terms of the results that you provide. The second thing is that you want to keep it short and to the point. With busy rich people, again, they're not going to sit through a 30-minute presentation online, an hour-and-a-half presentation. And so I did this test with a few clients actually, where one had a 5-minute video, anywhere from 5 to 10 minute video, right? Somebody clicked on an ad and it took them over to a 5-minute video. And then I had another client who had like a 30-minute video, and it was like a free training. And what's crazy is that sure, the 30-minute video provided a ton more value and content. But what we found is that the 5-minute video was able to get anywhere from 5 to 10 times the amount of people coming in the door and booking the call. And so the way I like to think about it is you want to be short, direct, and to the point on the front end. And then once somebody actually comes in and books a call with you, then you can start sending them additional content, additional training that will then warm them up before the actual call with you. But I wouldn't necessarily recommend leading with that 30-minute, hour-and-a-half long video, because it's going to deter so many of those busy rich people because they see how much time it's going to take away from the things that are already making them money. And the last tip that I would have is thinking about demographically your niche or the person that you're going after, but then also psychographically that person that you're going after. See, a lot of people, when they're thinking about their ideal client profile, what they'll do is they'll think, oh, he's a family man who's married, he owns a business, he's age 40, right? And here's his business size. And from a demographic perspective, sure, those are people that you can call out and go after, but I like to think of the psychographic as well. What's the fears that are keeping them up at night? Because if you can talk to those fears and you can speak to their fears and desires, it's going to be a lot more powerful than just saying, hey, if you're a business owner, we can help you save on taxes, right? When you start talking to their fears and their desires, it gives you the upper hand because you are able to understand and articulate their problems better than they can. And when you get to that point of talking to their psychographics and you're talking to their problems and desires better than they can, then what that does is, without even like having to show proof, that almost in and of itself is proof that you're the expert that can help them achieve the result that they're looking for, because you're able to see around the corners and show them how to avoid the minefields in the battlefield. You can walk them step by step away from their fears and into their desires. And essentially, that's a much more powerful way to target and write the ad to that ideal customer, as opposed to just calling out, hey, if you're an accredited investor, stuff like that. The other nice thing about the demographic versus psychographic is that with the way that targeting works on Facebook and these other platforms now, Facebook alone has 52,000 data points on each and every user. Each user, they collect at least 52,000 data points. If you're familiar with the term cookie, right, on a website, not like the kind that you eat, right, but the kind of cookie on a website, well, when somebody goes off of a platform and onto a website, or let's just say that they Google something and the website, the blog post has a cookie on it. Well, the cookie is able to actually read the data that's being published on that site, and it's able to almost categorize the type of blog post, let's say, in terms of like what that person is interested in. And so if they go to like Bass Pro website, then what's going to happen is that the cookie is going to talk back to the platform, and the platform is basically able to go to that person's profile and add a check mark of like, hey, this person's interested in outdoors. But if they go to somebody's tax website that's talking about, whether it's like tax liens or resolution or just tax planning in general, then again, same concept. Facebook's going to go in and categorize that blog post as tax related. And then what they're going to do, or even like financial planning, stuff like that. And then what they're going to do is they're going to mark on that person's profile, oh, I'm interested in this type of thing, right? And so if you can speak to those pain points in the advertising, that's going to give you a leg up on the competition versus just talking to their demographics, because you can talk to people who are in market for a specific pain point. And again, you can position yourself as the expert by talking to their problem even better than they can. So again, just to recap what we talked in this video, when you're scripting your ads, the three things that I highly recommend keeping in the back of your mind is that if you're attracting high net worth clients, okay, you have to understand their value to money and their value to time. They value their time a lot more than they value their money. The second thing, be short, direct in the ads. You don't want to waste that person's time based on the first thing that we talked about. And then the last thing is using the demographic targeting versus the psychographic targeting, talking to their pain points, their failures, their desires, their wins. Again, my name is Daniel with wealthyclients.com. If you want help setting up these ads or attracting high net worth clients on a regular basis, then go ahead and click the link down below to apply to work with us. We'll learn a little bit more about your business. And if you want to continue getting awesome value, then make sure to subscribe to the channel and check out this video.